I started my key cognitive strategy journey when I began to work extremely hard in mastering the cognitive strategies most important to me: analysis and problem solving. I began my freshman year by not being able to analyze documents or even be able to figure out the quality of information I should use in a project. In my sophomore year, I had much more practice when entering difficult classes. The beginning of this year, I wasn't so successful, but by now, I am able to master these strategies. To show my mastery of analysis, I will show my Southern Colonies brochure. I have mastered analysis because I identified data about this section of the colonies by using what I researched online from the notes that I had taken in class. I then tried to figure out the credibility of the information because I didn't want to trust websites like Wikipedia or others that looked sketchy. I then summarized all the information by grouping them in different sections. For example, I wrote about what made this section distinct from the rest. I also used Pink's design method because I tried to make my brochure as beautiful as possible to attract the buyer's attention. In my AP History DBQ, I demonstrated analysis because I was able to evaluate all the documents given to me and then write a small summary next to each one. Then I had to determine the relevance of each document to the prompt. With the response of each document, I had to be comparing and contrasting the documents to different groups of society, changing with more freedom, new government, punishment among people, and farmers facing hardships. In the chapters from Daniel Pink's A Whole New Mind, I demonstrated analysis because I read all the information and identified the topics that stood out to me and compared it to the information that was truly important. With the help of the marginalia I wrote during my reading, I was able to create a summary explaining the 6 senses of Pink. In my Frankenstein dialectical journals, I demonstrated this analysis by evaluating Frankenstein and looking for material relevant to the prompt. I then chose quotes and summarized their relevance. The next strategy I mastered was problem solving. Problem solving is a very important strategy that I've used. That's helped me in these past years to overcome challenges. My freshman year and sophomore year, I used this strategy a lot when it came to getting accustomed to being in high school for the first time. Now that I am used to that, I focus more on how to find different ways to overcome challenges. When I have tests, quizzes, and homework, I always try to do my best and resolve the problem that is right in front of me. In my math quizzes, I was able to show my mastery on learning multiple strategies of how to solve certain problems. There are a few multiple ways to solve a single problem in pre-calculus. My challenge has been to choose the one that I have mastered the most. In my GPA Excel spreadsheet, I was able to overcome many challenges that came my way with doing Excel. I'm fairly new with Excel, so I often encountered complex problems like copying the equation correctly and placing it in each cell. I would often accidentally delete things and would have to start all over. At the end, I was able to develop methods so I could do things at ease. I was able to fix column sizes and complete all the cells with the same equation. In my chemistry homework, I demonstrated the use of problem solving because I developed many strategies on how to answer certain questions. This would later on help me during the test. I applied many different problem solving skills because I was able to solve different types of problems that were and were not related to chemistry. I had to solve very hard, complex problems that had graphs and free response. Lastly, in my Unit 3 AP History test, I used problem solving because I was able to pick up strategies from my previous tests to help me score higher on this one. I was able to solve these strategies to be more confident with the complex problems these tests have. I had to be able to solve not only the problems on the test, but the problems to get over my fear of difficult tests and just try my hardest. My background relates to my journey because I have gone a long way, like all the way out to space, to be able to master these strategies.